Okay, you assholes. So, this is a guy named Jesse Itzler. He's a millionaire. He wrote a book called Living with a SEAL, in which he had a Navy SEAL live with him for 31 days to train him because he was impressed with this Navy SEAL, in which I will explain later because we must continue. He lives in New York and Manhattan with his wife Sarah and his son Laser. I'm sure he has another son, but that's later on in the book. Jesse runs marathons. One intense race that he attended with a team of 6, which was a 24-hour relay race. The 6 of them would take turns running 20 minutes each for 24 hours to see what team would run the most miles. He sees a black man there, in which he is the only black man at the relay race, named simply Seal, who Jesse says, and I quote, looks like a pissed off, massive 260-pound block of carbon steel, non-smiling, non-stretching, very angry, cross between Gladiator and G.I. Joe action hero, indestructible, battle-tested, dangerous, lonely, determined, ripped, flawless black man that was going to run the whole race by himself with no team at this low-budget 1-mile loop in an unlit parking lot in San Diego for a 24-hour marathon event in which Seal would win by himself and win the race running more miles than every team there, running 100 miles straight, most likely in between water breaks, I might add, if we're being realistic. Jesse says, and I quote, "I had never seen anyone like this. I had to meet him," unquote. Jesse gets back home, does some investigating and Googling, and finds out that this man was a highly decorated Navy SEAL. He said he cheated, tracked him down and found his phone number, called him without warning. After the conversation, he eventually got the Navy SEAL to agree with meeting him in California, which is where the Navy SEAL lived. Jesse lives in New York and got the flight to California the next morning, saying, and I quote, "When I see or read about someone interesting, I call them up and basically ask them to be my friend," unquote. When they meet, the Navy SEAL tells Jesse the only way he will train him is if he does everything he says. "I can wake you up at any time. I can push you to any extreme. Nothing is off limits." Jesse agrees, and Seal flies out from California to New York with no luggage, no suitcase, no facial expression, no hat, no coat, no gloves, and knocks on the door, simply saying, and I quote, "You ready?" unquote. Jesse had told Seal what time to be there and what day to be there, and Seal showed up without Jesse giving him an address. Jesse tries to give him a warm greeting, saying, "I'm so glad you're here. Make yourself at home." Seal says, "No, bro, not at all. This is your home. I don't have a home. I don't operate in expression. I operate in actions. That needs to be clear immediately," unquote. Did I quote that? I can't remember. Their first day training, it was 14 degrees outside, in which Jesse's gear consists of 2 sweatshirts, 2 hats, and gloves. But Seal wore a simple pair of shorts, a t-shirt, and a knit hat, telling Jesse, and I quote, "Temperature is what you think it is, not what your computer thinks it is. If you think it's 14 degrees, then it's 14 degrees. Personally, I'm looking at it like it's in the mid-50s. Jesse asks, does that work the same way with heat? And Seal says, no, it's a one-way system, cold to hot only. The chapter ends with Seal making Jesse do pull-ups. Jesse does 18 pull-ups and says he is literally maxed out. Seal tells him to do 100, and if he can't, then he better find a way, in which led to Jesse doing 1 pull-up every 45 seconds because that was all he could manage to do, and 90 minutes later, he was on 97 pull-ups. Big downtown, I'm out of here.